going to do a quick unboxing of the Alienware 18. See, it's normal black box here. You get the Alienware head logo right in front. To open up the box, pretty simple. Go ahead and open up this tab here, and this up right there. And there's also on the sides. So make sure you get all those. You want to lay it down, and you can finish up opening it up that way. And first thing you'll notice, a lot of foam protection on there, and a high quality, good look to it. So the initial impression that you get right away is the higher build quality, the better attention to detail that Alienware does with their packaging. Now down underneath, within it, let's see if I can get this stood up. Got the computer, and then we got a little box off to the side here. The box is going to be your AC adapter and your power cord. And we got the computer right here. Now, let me get the computer out of the way. I'll show you what's underneath of it. You'll notice a couple things, but they're not really that big of a deal. It's just a little Alienware Arena card. Just kind of like a thank you, a little bit of their history. And then you have the manual here. Remove. This will be your owner's manual, quick start guide, drivers, utilities are included here, warranty, safety, and regulatory information there. So, of course, we got the computer, which is the most important thing here. Hi everyone, thanks for checking out XOTIC PC's video review of the Alienware 18. This is their 18.4-inch screen. With today's review model, it does have the i7 4700MQ, which is a 2.4 to 3.4 gigahertz processor that is upgradable. The video cards are running two GTX 880Ms, and those are the 8 gig video RAM versions each. So you have a total of 16 gigs of video RAM. Those are in SLI and currently the top video cards that you can get from NVIDIA. Installed RAM on this model, 8 gigs, that is upgradable to 32. We have a 500 gig, 7200 RPM hard drive on there. We can add SSDs in there if you'd like, get you that faster read-write speeds. It does have a CD, DVD, reader, writer. It is a slot load type that can also be upgraded to Blu-ray. For the wireless card, we do have pre-installed the Killer 1202 network wireless card. Windows 8.1 is pre-installed. And then just some basic information. You do get 1 year of Alienware basic service that does include in-home service after remote diagnosis. And then it is one of the bigger ones, an 18.4-inch computer. Not a lot of these made, so it's going to be a little bit bigger. For the width, we're looking at 17.97 across, 12.91 deep, and 2.26 in height. For your weight, including the battery, we're at 12 pounds. Let's take a look at the screen viewing angles. We got dead on right here. I got my colorful gradient as the background. Gonna go ahead and spin it off to the left-hand side. This is, again, it's a glossy type screen on there, so you may see some type of reflections as I turn it off. And we're really looking for when it'll wash out. You can see it's holding that color gradient very well there. And we're going to go straight to 180 right there. Let's go back a little bit. We'll spin it off to the right, see how that does. Almost to 180. Let's go right there. See if I can adjust my brightness so you can really see that there. And let me go ahead and lean it down and pull it forward. So we'll go ahead and pull it forward first. And it'll probably shut off before we see anything. So that's getting pretty close down there. You can still see the color gradient pretty well. Go all the way. And I'll go ahead and lean it back. Well, that's as far back as it'll go right there. So if you're curious, you can see that. Go ahead and spin that around a little bit too so we can. So really good viewing angles. Glossy type screen, so it's going to get you a little bit more vibrant colors on there. Take a look at the Alienware keyboard here. Being their flagship model, we would expect a very good build quality on the keyboard, which there really is here. Not feeling any flex, of course, besides the key depression there, but I don't feel it in the middle really going down any further. So on a normal typing situation, you should have a really good experience there. Off to the left here, we're going to see some macro keys. So they got a row of macro keys here. Then you got your regular keyboard. And then off to the end there, you have your number pad 10 key. Now you may notice that they are lit up differently. So we have starting from the green, then we go to yellow, a little blue, a little red, and the touchpad even lights up. And that can all be controlled through the Alienware control center or the command center. That is going to be pre-installed. And all you would really do is pick a selection, pick a color from the wheel, and I'll change the color over for you. Let me see if I can do that. The number key there, you can see that on the end is red. So I'll select that area. And let's say I wanted to make it green. It'll turn green. You can see the closer part here. That's already set green. And we'll just click here. And let's say we wanted that red. It'll change red for you. You can do the same thing with the touchpad. So it's currently blue. If I wanted orange, I would just select it right there. The touchpad itself, you got your left click and right click, and they are flush, and they are separated too. So there is a little bar that separates them too. You can't feel it, but you can see it there. But overall, very well built keyboard. Just taking a look at it, it does look like it is a island style, not the popular chiclet, but you do see these quite often, and Alienware and a couple other brands will use the island style. The build quality of the exterior finish on this model is one of the best in the industry. What they use for the outer shell is anodized aluminum shell surface. They also reinforce the frame. It's a magnesium alloy, and that is for additional LCD protection. So you get a lot of support on the back of the LCD screen. All right, let's take a look at the ports. We're going to start off on the left-hand side. The first port is going to be your Kensington lock. That's for your security, followed by your AC power in. Then you have an HDMI input-output. So it is a combo port. You can't have both at the same time. For output, it does support HDMI 1.4. For input, it's 1.3. We have your mini display port, followed by 2 USB ports. Now, all the USB ports are USB 3.0. Typically, we've been seeing a blue tab, but they have not done that on this, just probably for aesthetic reasons, keep it all the same black color. But again, they are all 3.0. Then we have your ports here following. This is going to be your microphone, your headphone, and then a combo port. So if you have a headset that has both of them on there, you don't have to take up the others. You got your own dedicated port here. Spinning it off to the front, got your speakers here on the left side, also on the right side. Then we're going to get to your optical drive. This is a slot type, which is pretty typical for Alienware computers. It does not have the tray that comes out. You have your memory card reader up here. followed by two more USB ports. Oh, sorry. Two more USB ports there. The first one does allow you to charge while the computer is off. So you can have your iPod or phone or anything USB device plugged in there, and it'll power through and continue to charge that. Got your Ethernet port there, and that's a 10100 1000. And then you have three exhaust ports on the back. And that is one for each GPU, and then you have another one off to the right hand side here, and that is for the CPU. And we're finishing it off back to the right hand side where we started, and that'll cover your ports. Let's take a look at the boot time. Again, a lot of that has to do with the hard drive. This is a 500 gig, 7200 RPM hard drive, but I was really surprised at how fast it boots. I'll go ahead, got the phone up there for the stopwatch. I'll hit power and start at the same time. And I'll try to stop it as best as possible. There's, of course, always a little bit of post that it has to go through. And a little under 14 seconds. I stopped it at 14, but it was done before that. Extremely fast for a hard disk drive. We're going to go ahead and jump into the BIOS and take a look to see what's available to us. To get into it, all you do is press the power button and then continually press F2. And you'll want to start pressing that right away. You'll see on the bottom right of the page it does say F2 setup. And on the left, I didn't mention this earlier, but it is powered by Klipsch audio, so you do get a very nice speaker system in there. So we're into the BIOS. The main page is really just some information on there, what's in there, the BIOS version, CPU speeds, just a bunch of different information on there, nothing that you can really change. You can go over to the advanced, and that's going to give you a little bit more control. Intel SpeedStep technology, virtualization, integrated network card, USB emulation, SATA operation. And a lot of it is just enable or disable. Your function key behavior, what you'll see that each function key is a little bit different. Let's get into that. You can get in the function key or a multimedia key on there. Got the express charge, touch backlight, and that's for the touchpad. It's normally off, but when you touch it, it'll turn on. It's not going to do it right now since it's software driven, but once you're in Windows, you may have noticed that it does do it once you touch it. We go over to the wireless. We got the Bluetooth enable, disable, wireless network, DMC, and the wireless switch hotkey. Jump over to security. You can set your passwords. Then you got your boot options. Secure boot mode, add a boot option. And then lastly, just the exit if you want to save any changes. That gets you some control. One of the more customization options for a notebook, generally they're pretty stripped down. The Alienware do give you a little bit more, but nothing like a desktop's going to be. So we'll go ahead and discard changes and confirm. Oops, let's see here. Oh, here we go. Exit. And then the computer just reboot into Windows. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and check out some benchmark results. I'm going to run Firestrike by 3D Mark. I also have Hardware Monitor running in the background. You'll see we have the decibel meter set up. This is really just to give you a rough idea of how much the fan noise is going to increase once you're running any type of demanding programs. Also move the microphone back there as well, so you can hear a little bit more accurately how louder the fans will get as they spin up. Again, nothing scientific about it, just to get you an idea, as a lot of people do ask how loud the fans get. That's something that can be kind of hard to get across in a video. As this is running, We will be shooting our thermal pictures with our infrared gun, show you where the heat is generated and what type of temperatures to expect out of the exhaust ports. As you may notice, without the computer under load, we're sitting about 45 decibels. And we'll see how that goes up as the benchmark comes along. Right, we ran 3D Mark 11, as that's still pretty popular as well. You can see the scores here. As the performance number, we're at 10,975, and a graphics score, 13,662. Physics score, 7,013, and a combined score of 6,745. I did notice Hardware Monitor reported a little bit higher numbers with 3D Mark Vantage compared to Firestrike. Your GPU score right here, we're at 82 Celsius on one of the 880s, and then we're at 87 Celsius at the other 880. Let's go up. CPU is up a little bit more too, anywhere from 81 to 87 depending on the core. So there's our benchmark results. As expected for dual GTX 880Ms, really high numbers, pretty much right across the board of where you expect this performance number to be. Only thing you could really bump up is the CPU, and that could get you some higher scores as well. All right, looks like Firestrike's all done here. We got a score 7872. Again, you're seeing that is with the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 780s in SLI. Graphics score of 10,337. Physics score 8,987, and a combined score 2,643. But the main number right here, 7872. Let's take a look at Hardware Monitor. And we'll see the CPU scores right up here. Looking at a max of about 84 degrees Celsius, anywhere from 80 to 85, depending on which core that you look at. Very respectable temperatures. Very good cooling in there. Maybe combine that with a little bit better thermal compound, icy diamond, might even result in a couple degrees off of that temperature. Let's take a look down at with video cards. Let's see here. Pull that up here. We got one of them maxed out, 87C, and the other one 82C. So about average temperatures, right in the middle there of what you want to see when it comes to video cards under load. So overall, very good results for our GTX 780Ms in SLI. Right, we're going to go ahead and open up the bottom of the computer and take a look at the internals. You've got the bottom panel here. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. So not a whole lot. So just remove those 5, which I've already done. And you can take this and lift it up and away. Make sure you lift it away because there are tabs here and you don't want to break those off if you just lift it straight up. Once you've got that removed, you see the vents here for the air intakes. You can slide this forward. Don't grab it by the feet because those aren't going to move, but just the vent itself, Slide it forward a little bit. It'll be able to get pulled away here. And you got the internals of the computer. So let's start off on the bottom left. We've got the optical drive here. Again, this one's the DVD, but you can get Blu-ray reading and writing capabilities in there. You got 2 exhaust vents here. This is going to be for your GPUs, and the actual hardware's underneath them. So the air intake's here and it puts through the vents in the back. Right here we got an open slot. It says SSD. You'll notice it's small. It uses the newer SATA technology. So still SSD, little chips, but on the smaller form factor. Got another CPU fan over here. The CPU's underneath of that. 2.5-inch hard disk drive. There's a second caddy underneath of it, so they sit stacked on top of each other. You can support 2, so if you remove these, you'll see the other one that's open underneath of that. The battery's right here. Doesn't look very big, but it is thick, so if you removed it, you notice it'd be a lot thicker, and just the surface area is kind of deceiving there. Got a subwoofer right here, and then 2 open RAM slots right in the middle. This does have a total of 4. The other 2 are on the other side of the motherboard, which you would get to by removing the keyboard. That really covers the internals. So to put it back together, it's just simple reverse. This also has tabs up the top here, so you want to line those up. Slide it forward. And then the tabs here, you can line those up here. Secure your screws, and you're good to go. Well, that's going to about wrap up our look at the Alienware 18. The large size of it, 18.4-inch, probably doesn't make it the right computer for everybody, but if you're looking for a really good desktop replacement, something you're not going to be carrying around with you very often, it's probably the best one to look at. Dual GTX 880Ms, again, as mentioned earlier, that's about the top-end video cards that are available at this time. Upgradable CPUs up to the 4940XM, a lot of expansion options, RAM, SSD, hard drive. So a very capable machine, excellent build quality. Definitely one to check out. If you are interested in it or have any questions, feel free to get in touch with us. You can reach us at 1-877-289-9684. You can email sales@exoticpc.com. And we also have live chat available during our business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30 Central Time, and select times during the weekend. So if you do come with any questions, feel free to let us know. And again, thank you for checking out another one of our video reviews. Let us know if you have any questions.